Welcome. This first part of the program is a section of restorative poses, and I have David and Rini with me to demonstrate simple poses that you can do on your own in your living room. Restorative poses are profound because they give the body a deep rest while you just let gravity do the work, and so that you can relax very deeply. We'll have David demonstrating legs on a chair and Rini demonstrating legs up the wall. Although those sound like funny names, you'll soon find that putting your body in the positions that we're about to show you will help you relax very deeply. And even as little as 5 minutes a day can help you de-stress and relax more deeply than you thought possible. So David and I will get started in the chair. David's going to show you this restorative pose from a living room chair. So go ahead and stand up and then carefully lower yourself by the seat of the chair, turning to the side. And when you're ready, pivot your body so that you can swing the legs up onto the seat of the chair. Very good. Adjusting yourself so that the body is perpendicular to the chair. And how's that?
That's good.
Okay. I'm going to come around and place a small pillow underneath his head and neck. And go ahead and come down. And it may be helpful for you too. You'll have to try and see if a pillow helps you relax even more. You want to bring the nose and chin on an even plane. And in this position, with his head supported and his legs on the chair, the downward pull of gravity helps his lower back to relax. So David will stay in this position 5 minutes or longer. In the beginning, you can focus on the breathing and feel that with each breath, you're able to relax more and more. You'll notice that he's brought his arms a little bit out from the body, palms facing up. And that palms facing up really helps the chest open. And so here, all he has to do is relax, be attentive to his breathing, and just let gravity do the work, helping the lower back to relax more and more with each passing minute. So while David stays in this position, I'll show you another. So Rini is going to show you what a position looks like with legs up the wall. And we have a bare bones situation, but at home you might have a carpet that will pad your back a little bit more. If not, and you do it on a bare floor, you may want to put a blanket underneath you just for a little padding. So I'm going to have Rini come and squat down, sit on the floor. And if her legs were tight, I would have her hips away from the wall so she can straighten the legs and rest them on the wall. But because she's flexible, she'll be able to place her hips right up against the wall. It takes a few moments to get into place. And so in her position like this, she'll have to realign her body as she's moved into position and make the torso come out perpendicular from the wall. Now go ahead and flex your feet, lift your heels, and keep the legs straight. How does that feel?
Good.
So it may take a few moments to adjust, and the hardest thing is really to get in position with your hips up to the wall and the legs up. She's taken her arms out to the sides and turned the palms up, and in doing so it helps open the chest. And simply, once she's here, she's just going to rest and relax. Let each passing minute help her relax more. Again, if she were having her chin up, then she might be more comfortable with a pillow underneath her head. So you try this for yourself, a pillow or a blanket. But because she can keep her nose and chin in line, she's just fine without a pillow. So in this position, it's so helpful because as you are resting and relaxing, the downward pull of the legs helps the lower back to relax. But in addition to that, by holding the legs in this position for a while, both the circulation of blood and lymph flows out of the legs and into the torso to be replenished and recirculated. This is an excellent pose for when you've been sitting for a long while. It's a very good pose to do after you've been on an airplane. In fact, it's referred to as the jet lag pose. So that if you've been traveling and have been cramped and your legs have been restricted, just as soon as possible when you finish traveling, come to your room and put your legs up the wall for 5, 10, or even 15 minutes. As you continue to hold the pose and the legs get tired, there are several poses that you can move the legs into. One is to simply separate the legs, keeping them straight and stretching the inner thighs. So you might just stretch there, or because I know she's very flexible, she can take her legs even wider and then just hold it at a comfortable place. Once the legs tire in this position, then she can take them back up the wall. So go ahead and do that now. So this becomes the foundation position, but there are other positions she can put her legs in just to bring a change. So now I'd like you to bend your knees and bring the bottoms of your feet together, knees wide. And then let the feet slide down the wall as much as possible, keeping the knees wide. This is called Supta Baddha Konasana, or a reclining bound angle pose. And it's also very good for the pelvis and the lower spine. And once she holds this for a while and her legs get tired in this position, she can just stretch the legs up the wall again, as you can at home. Coming back to the baseline position. The longer you can hold this pose, the better. So my students in class, we started out with 5 minutes and then moved to 10 and 15. And now what happens in the beginning of class, because we use this pose as the start of our class, people come to class 15 minutes early so they can get into position and have a longer time at the wall, resting deeply. So take all the time that you need, but I'll have Rini demonstrate how to get back out of the pose. So go ahead and bend your knees and take your feet to the wall. And then go ahead and roll over to your side, curled up, and use your hands to help lift you up to an upright position. And take a moment upright before you stand all the way up. And that's the restorative poses.